Now on Good Day, a lucky escape. Retired NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his family survived this plane crash yesterday. We'll take a look at the investigation. Plus, Mother Nature ending the week on a high note here in southern Nevada, when the temperatures will start to return to normal in Sherry's Weather Now forecast. Still going to be hot, though. Also, right now, hundreds of animals are in shelters across the valley. How you can take one home for free. The Valley's News Leader starts right now.
Now. Live, this is 8 News Now, Good Day.
Good morning to you. It is 6 o'clock. It is Friday morning. Thank you for joining us here on Good Day. I'm John Langler. We have finally made it to the end of the work week and the end of the first week of school. Let's get a look at the forecast, though, because it is still hot. Sherry, good morning.
Yeah, we haven't cooled off a ton, but it is some relief from those 110s we had around the Las Vegas Valley yesterday. Happy Friday, everybody. We hit 110, and here it comes again, that big ball of fire that's going to heat us up well above normal. Beautifully clear out there. Winds are light for now, but we will get breezy today, so that's a little bit different than what we've had over the last couple of days. The heat pretty much stays the same. We're in the 80s now. A few neighborhoods finding some cooler 70s. The air is still very dry. Humidity levels right around 10%. Third day of the excessive heat warning for all of southern Nevada below 4,000 feet over to northwest Arizona and areas of southeast California. Please keep yourself hydrated, cool, prepare for excessive heat again today. Upper 90s by 10 o'clock. We'll feel those breezes by noon at 103. These are going to be hot blow dryer winds today, 20-25 miles an hour. 108, not quite the 110, but very close to yesterday and still very hot and breezy through your Friday evening out. 6:02, we're on the roads with Nate to find out how that morning commute is moving. Nate.
It's moving along in really good shape, especially for a finally Friday when you want to get where you're going without a whole lot of getting in the way. Southbound I-15, yeah, it's getting more crowded. Maybe a little more traffic on both directions of Rancho on the 95, Summerlin Parkway and the Western 215 Beltway. Here's the I-15 between Spring Mountain and Flamingo. One fly in the ointment southbound US 95. The ramp to get off at Decatur is still closed. This is a result of an ongoing police investigation following a crash overnight. John has details on that.
It is still a developing story this morning, Nate. The man shot on the road. He had a baby in the car with him at the time, that according to Metro Police. They say the man was shot and wounded as he drove on Decatur at US 95. The car crash that he was driving, he's expected to survive. The 8-month-old baby that was with him was not badly hurt. Police, however, have not said whether this was a random or a targeted attack. And as Nate just mentioned, the ramps around that area are still closed. There's one closure at least, and it's been that way for several hours. We'll keep you updated. This weekend marks 2 weeks since 2 mass shootings. In Dayton, Ohio, new details from police on the attack there. Thursday, the coroner said the gunman had cocaine in his system and anti-anxiety medication and alcohol. The gunman killed 9 people in a popular bar area in Dayton. One of the victims is his sister. This weekend also marks 2 weeks since the mass shooting in El Paso, Texas. 22 people were killed when a gunman opened fire inside a Walmart. El Paso police are now looking for one of the heroes of the tragedy, that man there. Someone they say helped save lives, including an infant. And the department posted this picture of him on Facebook. The department calls him a hero. The funeral takes place today for one of the El Paso shooting victims, Margie Record. She was 63 years old when she was shot and killed. This is a picture of her husband at a memorial. He said the two of them have no family left, so he has invited the public to her funeral. The El Paso Police Department's going, along with countless others who don't even know the couple. Sherry?
Retired NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his family are safe. They were in this mangled plane and ran off the runway Thursday afternoon in Tennessee and caught fire. Laura Podesta has the story.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his family can be seen running from the fiery plane wreck just moments after the plane ran off a runway in Tennessee.
You know, you hear the saying all the time, the Lord works in mysterious ways, and you just have to believe it.
2 pilots, the racing legend, his wife Amy, their 1-year-old daughter, and their dog were on board. All made it out safely.
Under the circumstances, we're extremely blessed and fortunate.
Officials say the Cessna jet rolled off the end of the runway, through a fence, and slid onto a highway. It started leaking about 1,000 gallons of fuel. Earnhardt was attended to by paramedics on the scene.
What's your name? You don't look like him.
The 44-year-old was then taken to the hospital and later released.
It's Earnhardt.
Earnhardt retired from racing in 2017. He was on his way to nearby Bristol Motor Speedway as a TV analyst for this weekend's race.
He's probably one of the #1, idols that anyone in racing, could ever have. So to know that he's okay is definitely huge.
Known to his fans as Junior, he took the checkered flag 26 times in his career. He's also the son of the iconic Dale Earnhardt Sr., who died in a crash while racing in 2001.
Dale's a little legend around here because of his dad and everything he did for NASCAR, so it's really good to hear that he's okay.
Earnhardt is taking this weekend off from broadcasting to be with his family. Laura Podesta, 8 News Now.
Earnhardt is expected to return to the television broadcasting booth next month. John?
New details this morning on the standoff and shootout, I should say, in Philadelphia. You'll remember we talked about this yesterday. 6 police officers were wounded, and that is the suspect, Maurice Hill. He has a long criminal record, including drug, gun, and robbery charges. Police say he fired more than 100 rounds during the nearly 8-hour standoff. President Donald Trump is lashing out at 2 Democratic congresswomen. Yesterday, Israel banned Minnesota's Ilhan Omar and Michigan's Rashida Tlaib from entering their country. Earlier this morning, Israel shifted a bit. They're now going to allow Representative Tlaib to visit her family that live in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. President Donald Trump and the progressive freshman representatives, they've sparred in the past. The president says he spoke with Israeli officials and called the congresswoman anti-Jewish. Meanwhile, President Trump reportedly wants to buy Greenland. The Wall Street Journal reports he's actually discussed this purchase a few times. The United States has tried to buy Greenland twice. The last time was in 1946 for $100 million. Greenland's an autonomous territory of Denmark. Nate, Sherry?
All right, John, now 6:07 on your Finally Friday. The annual Clear the Shelters drive is tomorrow. It's a nationwide campaign to find families for homeless pets.
Yeah, and several local organizations, including the Animal Foundation, are reducing or completely waiving adoption fees. Hector Mejia is there live this morning to show us around and tell us about the day. Hector?
Good morning, Sherry and Nate. This is John with the Animal Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning.
And this is Rocky, 8 years old, has been here at this facility for 8 long months. And you know what? I don't even know why. He is so sweet, at times has a lot of energy, but as you can see right now, he's just sitting here, and he even loves those belly rubs, doesn't he?
Absolutely. He's a great dog, has a lot of energy. He's 8 years old, like you said. He's just waiting for a good family.
What kind of dog is Rocky?
He's a bully mix. He has high energy. We do recommend that Rocky's the only dog in the home.
So why do you think he's been here this long?
It's just because he's older and he's kind of got a gray face. You know those guys with the gray faces, you need to give the old guys a chance, right?
So he's just one of the hundreds of animals you guys have available today, but also tomorrow for Clear the Shelters.
Yes, tomorrow is our Clear the Shelter. It's our biggest adoption event of the year, and all our fees are waived for all animals, including rabbits and snakes and fish and turtles and everything we have, cats.
And so you guys, Al isn't lying. He really does love the belly rubs. He's so sweet.
He is. He's wonderful. Look at this. He needs to go home. Like I said, tomorrow is to Clear the Shelter from 8 to 6. All the fees are waived, so get down here early if you can.
And you were saying that Rocky is the dog that's been here the longest.
Yes. He's our longest term dog resident, and through no fault of his own, as you can see, he's a wonderful dog.
All right, so you guys do this event every year. Obviously, it'll be very crowded, and it'll be the busiest day for adoptions for you guys.
Yes, it will. So we'll have some different events out here. We'll have Telemundo will be out here. We'll have shade tents, but as you know, dress cool because it's going to be warm tomorrow.
John, thank you very much. Yeah, dress cool. So we'll show you around some other cool animals later on in less than half an hour. For now, reporting live, Hector Mejia and Rocky. 8 News Now.
Aw, thanks a lot, Hector. They're going to have shade tents, and I think that's going to be really important. It'll still be warm tomorrow.
And Kelly was saying that some of the stuff is going to be indoors this year as well.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have to stay outside in the heat too long.
Yeah. That's good.
That is true.
All right, Hector.
Thank
I
you.
think Hector's going to get in on those belly rubs before he leaves the live shot. He's loving it so much.
Oh, I've been here all morning doing.
Yeah,
doing
and
that.
Nate,
yeah.
you know, Great face. Give old guys a chance, right? All right,
you.
Sean.
Like belly rubs, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
6:10 here on your Friday morning. Still to come here on Good Day, a magical piece of art. A new display here in the valley that draws inspiration. Wait, Nate, don't go. Inspiration from the 7 Magic Mountains. It's coming up here on 8 News Now. Plus, you may have heard that DirecTV AT&T subscribers can no longer watch KLAS. The reason is that AT&T DirecTV rejected our owner, Nexstar Broadcasting Group's offer to extend access for local content to consumers. If DirecTV continues to decide not to carry KLAS, you'll not be able to see your local news and favorite shows. If you'd like, you can call DirecTV and insist they keep Channel 8 by calling 1-800-288-2020.
Laughlin, Nevada. You're watching the Valley's news leader with John Langler, Sherry Swinsk, and Nate Tannenbaum. This is 8 News Now. Good day.
It is Friday, 6:14. Welcome back. You know, if you've ever driven along the I-15 near Jean, well, you've probably noticed these beautiful works of art.
Indeed, it's the 7 Magic Mountains. They just got repainted recently, so they're even brighter than before.
So the artist who created them said it's an expression of human presence in the desert. That's all fine and dandy, but check this out. Behold, the 7 magic tires.
Tires.
Yeah, a couple of other local artists say this was created to be shown off at UNLV. They say it's in honor of tire shops and mechanics around town. This is on the east side of the valley. If you want to go check this out, you need to go to Nellis and Washington. We do not know if the original Seven Magic Mountains artist is impressed, but you know, imitation's got to be the sincerest form of flattery.
I guess so. Does Uber know how to get there, like they know how to get to the other?
I hope so, which doesn't really work on the Uber on the Seven Magic Mountains. Okay, so you guys got us cracking up. You got a lot of great comments on the story. Here are a few from our Facebook page.
Okay, Laura posted this photo saying, you know, the tire shop on Craig and Lamb has the same. And Keith wrote, this is one way to get out of paying to dispose of tires, I guess. Make it art.
Paint them and call it art. Problem solved. Allison wrote, now the tourists are going to flood to the area to take a selfie.
Okay.
That's one idea. And here's a suggestion from Ivet. Now, if only someone can pick up all the mattresses around the valley and do the same.
Okay, so the display's not showing, but we have one more comment from Joe who says, I was thinking about doing the same thing with toilets and putting them in front of the San Jose Sharks arena as an inspiration of what he thinks of their team.
Oh, ouch.
The Seven Magic Toilets.
That's one way to have some art. You can join the conversation if you want as well on the 8 News Now Facebook page. Plenty of people chiming in. You know, all you have to do is find some colored paint, something that no one wants, paint it up, put it out in the...
There you go.
Probably not the best idea, but you know, if they let you do it, you can. What would you do? What would you want to color?
If I wanted to make art?
Yeah. Seven magic weather clickers?
No, it'd have to be something a little better than that.
Okay.
It'd have to be 7 giant thermometers stuck in the ground out in the middle of the sun.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea.
Kind of like Bun Boy out at Baker.
Excellent. We'll keep those ideas coming.
All right. That was fun, though. 7 magic tires. Wonder if they really are magic. All right, though, we'll magically heat up, and very quickly today. Beautiful sun out there. What a great shot as we look out. So clear. Nothing in the way of real wind yet, but we will get kind of breezy. Don't you love this shot? Look at this. If you look real closely, Nate, is this must be I-15? Is this I-15? What is this? Where you see the lights, kind of like little jewels. The traffic traveling there.
Which camera is this?
We're looking off to the east, so this has got to be the... That's not the Rio cam. Anyway, it's beautiful. All right, so we're looking at 108 today. It is definitely going to be hot. Third day of the excessive heat warning. And I'm just going to show you the glimpse of the weekend ahead. We will be breezy. We're definitely going to get some winds today and tomorrow. At least the numbers are coming down. So that's the good news. As we look ahead to the rest of the, let's just roll out the 7-day forecast for you. But next week, boy, that heat all comes back again. So you only get a couple of days relief, everybody. Stay hydrated, stay cool, have a good weekend. Just be safe outside. 6:18. Let's get to those roads with Nate.
All right. So the good news is that the overall freeway system, wherever you're driving, is in pretty good shape. There are a couple of exceptions. Spaghetti Bowl, for sure. That's starting to get crowded. Lanes are open. No ramp closures. I-15 looking really good in both directions here from Spring Mountain on the southbound side down towards Flamingo. Other side, obviously getting a little bit more crowded as folks head up past Spring Mountain to Sahara, Charleston, and through the Spaghetti Bowl. There was an incident overnight. Now, this is a ramp closure for southbound US 95. You cannot get off at Decatur. This is a result of an earlier overnight crash that turned into a police investigation. We're told that there was some gunfire and that a car ended off at the side of the road with a kid inside. Now, the kid is okay. You still can get onto the freeway from Decatur. You just can't get off the South 95 at Decatur. John?
All right, Nate, it is now 6:18. Coming up next, a tough start to the school year for one local teacher.
We came down to look, and we walked into the room, and we were just floored.
The kindness from strangers to help that woman fix up her classroom after it was vandalized. We'll have that story. It's today's What's Cool at School. It's also time for today's contest. You can register to win at 8newsnow.com. Just click on the contest tab. Good morning.
local teacher's resilient reaction to a tough break in today's What's Cool at School.
The new school year, a fresh start, which is especially meaningful this year for Robert E. Lake Elementary art teacher Tammy Gallimore.
What's something that makes us happy?
It was just 3 weeks ago that Miss Gallimore received the jarring news that her classroom was torn apart by vandals.
We came down to look, and we walked into the room and we were just floored. The head custodian gave me a hug, and it was just, they all felt really, really bad.
Her room ravaged. Paint splashed, a fire extinguisher sprayed, computers smashed, and nothing, from walls to tables to carpet, even student artwork left undamaged.
I just can't believe that anybody would want to do anything like that. The amount of damage that they did.
One of the toughest losses, personal artwork that her father had framed.
I had artwork from students that, gave me things that they had drawn that unfortunately was damaged. Personal artwork that I had done when I was in college that I had displayed was, destroyed.
But this isn't a story about a room wrecked, but rather the reaction.
Even though that there are some people that have so much hate within themselves to do awful things, that there are so many more people in the community that don't have that really care about other people.
And that caring spirit translated to action from dozens of kind souls, the custodial staff, Boy Scouts, former students, local churches, CCSD teachers, volunteers, friends, family, even strangers.
People in the community that I've never met before came to help. It's amazing. The response was amazing, and I feel very, very blessed that so many people were willing to do that.
8 News Now was there the day after the damage was discovered, but today we focus on how Tammy and her team were resilient enough to get the room ready for the new school year.
Some of the kids were like, "I'm so sorry, Miss Gallimore, for what happened," and they're looking around to see.
It actually made me feel really bad. I actually felt sad because, it actually made me feel like I was getting robbed. And, my house got destroyed.
I feel like this is the home. What you're going to be doing is a project for the Happy Times calendar contest.
And I really like about this because it's just so, comfortable and peaceful in here.
That place described as peaceful, the art classroom, is on the mend. A lot of progress clearly made with more to do.
I think it's just a matter of kind of getting more of the personal things from the students and then myself to add to make it better.
But Miss Gallimore is there, front and center to greet the new school year, and for students, that's enough.
She's not strict, but she's really on point. So then, it just encouraged me just to do good.
Ooh, sharing, I like that answer.
It makes me happy because Miss Gallimore works so much to just make this just for us.
And that's what's cool at school.
To vote for this program, or if you know something that's cool at school, just head to 8newsnow.com. Click on Cool at School under the Community tab, or send along your email to coolatschool@8newsnow.com. The winner will receive $250 for their program.
That is great news. All right, 6:26 on your finally Friday. What's driving you crazy? How about finally getting some repaving for an often complained about stretch of Eastern? So outside of complaints about HOV lanes, this is one of the streets generating the most driver gripes. It is Eastern between Flamingo and Desert Inn. Now, months ago, we quoted an email from Roger who wrote, "As you drive down this stretch, you're waiting for the front end to fall off your car or for your transmission to fall out." And George who wrote, "You need a four-wheel drive to travel through here. How about resurfacing the dang roads?" Well, the folks from Clark County have said more than once that this was going to be taken care of. Looks like they finally might mean business, at least at the intersection of Eastern and Desert Inn. So from 9 o'clock on next Tuesday night until 5 a.m. on Wednesday, and again Wednesday night at 9 till 5 a.m. Thursday, DI will be down to one lane in each direction at Eastern. Traffic on Eastern, that's going to be forced to do a U-turn, or they will allow you to make a right turn onto Desert Inn. We'll continue to keep you posted. Buckle up, drive carefully, put down that phone. If something's driving you crazy, email me, traffic8lasvegasnow.com. John?
All right, Nate, thank you. It is now 6:27. Coming up next, when love and Las Vegas collide. We sit down with the rock stars of Def Leppard about what makes their new residency different than their last. It's 8 News Now. Good day. It's the Valley's news leader.
in personal injury attorneys.
Good morning. Now on Good Day, no dice. The work that still needs to be done to avoid a potential teacher strike in the Clark County School District. After days of a heat warning, it is going to start to cool off a little bit today. The breezes that are going to turn down the temperatures in your Weather Now forecast. And
tomorrow may be the best day to adopt a pet. This is Nina. We are live at the Animal Foundation with the hundreds of animals that are available up for adoption. They will be waiving all adoption fees tomorrow. 8 News Now, Good Day starts right now.
Now, live, this is 8 News Now, Good Day.
6:30 here on your Friday morning. Thank you for joining us here on Good Day. I'm John Langler. Hector is getting in all the belly rubs that he can early on a Friday morning. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But first, it's the heat. It is still hot outside, but it'll be a little cooler today, Sherry.
Yeah. Oh, just ever so slightly. Now, wait, is Hector giving belly rubs or is he getting belly rubs?
We'll have to wait and find out.
On that.
We'll have to find out.
Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling Hector's going to come home with a lot of new friends from the animal shelter. All righty, take care of your furry friends today and your four-legged friends. We are looking at another hot day, third day in a row of excessive heat warning. Kids, lots of extra water in the backpack. Refill that water bottle at school before you walk home or bike home. This morning's not bad at all. The air's dry, mid-80s. 108 though this afternoon. It is going to be a hot day. The last very hot day for now. The heat comes back next week after a little break this weekend, but today 105 to 111. Our normal high should be 102. East and North Valley neighborhoods are going to be up around 110 again for your Friday. Lots and lots of water. Hopefully that AC is keeping up. And again, make sure those pets and the very young kiddos and elderly taken care of. Nate, how are the roads? Taking care of those?
And you got to take care of your car too. An overheated car in the middle of the day, really not a good thing on a freeway or anywhere, so be extra careful. Most of the freeway system is looking really good. Got a crash way down in the southeast off the 95-515 at Wagon Wheel. It is on the off-ramp. Be aware of that one. I-15 moving along in great shape this morning. No issues there between Spring Mountain and Flamingo. We still have this issue where southbound US 95, you're not able to get off at Decatur. So you're looking at Decatur here, kind of quiet right now over the 95, but there was an investigation ongoing because of a crash that turned into some kind of a shooting. So the off-ramp from South 95 to Decatur still closed, John.
Nate, thank you. It is 6:32. Jeffrey Epstein's autopsy is raising new questions about how he died in federal custody. CBS News confirms published reports of Epstein's autopsy that shows broken bones in his neck, but at breaks that are consistent with hanging or strangulation.
Does it necessarily point to a suicide? No. Does it point to a homicide? No. But it gives the medical examiner a little more information about exactly what the manner of death is.
The New York City Medical Examiner's Office has completed this autopsy but not yet released its findings. Federal officials said that Epstein died by an apparent suicide. Epstein, of course, a well-connected financier. He was in jail facing sex trafficking charges. R. Kelly was a no-show in court yesterday. He was supposed to be at a bond hearing in Chicago, but the Chicago Sun-Times says Kelly refused transport from the federal lockup. Kelly denies sexual abuse charges against him in Illinois, New York, and Minnesota. His next court hearing in Chicago is September 17th. Back here in the Valley, there could be more victims. It is the warning from Metro Police after a man was charged with 18 counts of child sexual assault. Here is 64-year-old Alan Russell. A picture of him there. He is in jail now. Police say when the alleged incidents started, he lived near Spencer and Harmon. And again, police think there might be more victims of sexual assault accused against Russell. If you have any information about this, call police or Crime Stoppers, 702-385-5555. You can remain anonymous. Less than a week into the new school year, and a student's already in trouble for bringing a BB gun to campus. Clark County School District Police say a 16-year-old brought the gun to Sedway Middle School near MLK in Cheyenne. His friend was allegedly involved in a fight. The student was taken to juvenile detention where he faces charges. Still no deal between the Clark County School District and its teachers union. Both sides are negotiating to avoid a strike. The Clark County Education Association wants a 3% salary increase for teachers and an additional 2% that accrues for a teacher's time in CCSD. The teachers also want improved insurance. Union leaders say they want to reach an agreement by August 22nd. Otherwise, they could strike. Nate.
Now 6:35 on your Friday, John. Local health leaders are warning the public after somebody on the Strip was apparently walking around with a case of the measles. Now we're told that that person infected is from another country. We're told that they went to Mandalay Bay and the Luxor several times. The health district says there have been no other cases reported in Clark County. You know, measles, one of the most contagious, infectious diseases. Sometimes it can take up to 3 weeks for symptoms to appear after the initial exposure. We're talking about things like a fever and skin rash, maybe a runny nose or a sore throat. Now, if you've not already had measles or if you're not fully immunized against it, the health district wants you to get a hold of your doctor about getting that vaccination. 2 doses of the MMR vaccine said to be about 97% effective. Now, if you want to find out exactly where those exposed areas were, we're talking about the hotels or whatever, click on the story. It's on our website, 8newsnow.com. John?
All right, it is now 6:36. Clear the shelters. It's a nationwide campaign to find homes for homeless pets, and it starts tomorrow.
Who can resist?
Yeah.
Hundreds of local animals are usually adopted on this one day. You'll find reduced or even waived adoption fees at local animal shelters.
Hector Mejia live this morning from the Animal Foundation with details on all of this. Good morning, Hector.
Morning, Hector.
Good morning, John and Sherry. I'm joined by John here at the Animal Foundation. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And who do we have here? Nina.
This is Nina. She's an 11-year-old dog. She's one of our senior dogs. She's been here for a few months, and she's ready for adoption and go home.
She's also ready for the treat in my hand.
Exactly. She's a real sweet, wonderful dog.
She's really sweet, but she has a lot of energy. She actually acts like if she were a puppy.
Exactly. Some people don't adopt older dogs sometimes. They're wonderful. They're grateful. They do have a lot of energy left in them still, and they're very, very grateful. They really are.
She's been here for a few months, and she really needs a loving family.
Yes. And she'll be part of our event tomorrow, which is Clear the Shelter. It's from 8 to 6 in the morning. All of our fees for all animals are waived tomorrow, including fish and rabbits and cats and everything else.
So tomorrow may be the best day of the entire year to find a pet if you've been thinking about it, and obviously if you're ready for that commitment, because it takes a lot of work.
Yes, and we really need the help too. I mean, summertime is a busy time for all animal shelters, and anybody who's looking for a family member, come on down.
What was last year like? About 230 pets adopted?
Yes. We're trying to do at least 300 this year. It was a very big success last year. It always is. It's a great event. It's a real fun environment. It is warm, though, so, we have some outside areas, so dress cool.
All right, John, thank you very much. So they have hundreds of animals. We'll show you a few more later on 8 News Now at noon. For now, reporting live, Hector Mejia, 8 News Now. Back to you guys.
Oh, so sweet. She's adorable. Hector, you need to bring her home.
Yes, we need a newsroom dog.
I think I just might.
It's the Channel 8 dog. All right.
Hector may have, he may make Nina his.
We'll
I
see
think
about
that would be wonderful.
All right. Thanks, Hector. Appreciate it. It's now 6:38 here on your Friday morning. Still to come here on Good Day. The countdown is on for the return of the Golden Knights.
Go Knights, go! The bling that Marc-Andre Fleury will be wearing this year while acting like a brick wall in front of the net.
Plus, Def Leppard pouring some sugar on Las Vegas. We're going to hear from the boys about their new Las Vegas residency right here on the Valley's
You're watching the Valley's news leader with John Langler, Sherry Swinsk, and Nate Tannenbaum. This is 8 News Now. Good day.
Well, happy Friday, everybody. Are you ready for a little break from the extreme heat for the weekend? That's about all we're going to get is a little break. Today, it is going to be another hot one, up close to 110 by the afternoon. Lots of sunshine. Still quite a few 80s that are hanging on around the Las Vegas Valley. Centennial Hills, you're down to 79, 76 at Nellis, but Sunrise Mountain, Henderson, Green Valley, you're all still in the 80s, even low 80s for Anthem. The good news is the air is still very dry. Humidity is down to 10%. And it'll be single digits again this afternoon, even down below 5% by later this afternoon. Red Rock's been breezy, 10, 15 plus mile-an-hour winds all night long, so that's why the temps are so warm at 80. Pahrumps at 70, Laughlin 82, Boulder City at 82. Here's your weekend forecast. After 108 today, yes, dive on in. We'll have breezy winds today, breezy winds Saturday. We'll be looking at temps down to 105. Here's your slight break in the heat at 103. Just don't forget the sunscreen and keep yourself hydrated. Keep drinking that water. Have a good weekend. I'll show you the 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes. Right now, Nate's going to show you the roads and where the trouble spots are. Nate?
Not a whole lot of trouble spots, Sherry. That is the good news on your finally Friday. There is a crash way down in the southeast off the 95-515 at Wagon Wheel in Henderson. Not on the freeway. It's on the off-ramp, so just be aware of that one. Meanwhile, the I-15 not as crowded as it might be. Starting to see slowing now. North 95-515 around the Charleston curve. Summerlin Parkway to get onto the 95. Checking out I-15. Thumbs up there, both directions between Spring Mountain and Flamingo. And some better news now from the ramp from southbound 95 to get off at Decatur. It is back open after being closed all night long. In fact, Decatur was closed for a while during the overnight hours because of a police investigation following a crash. There's some kind of gunfire. We have that story for you on our website and also on 8 News Now. Good day. John?
I feel like I've heard that song before. It's Def Leppard kicking off their new residency on the Las Vegas Strip this week, rocking out Planet Hollywood. 8 News Now had a chance to chat with the boys about their performances.
The whole show, it's just on a different level. You know, we can do things here that we can't necessarily do with a traveling show.
Lots of different stuff, the production, the lasers, the lights, and lots of stuff we only just seen literally 2 days ago for the first time.
You can catch Def Leppard's shows through the beginning of September. Looks like a pretty good show. 6:45 here on your Friday morning. So we all know people are about that pumpkin spice life, especially in the fall. But this might be going a little bit too far. Spam, pumpkin spice. I don't like Spam. Somebody can get your hands on this if you want on 8 News Now. Stick around.
home for the most games in the Valley. You're watching 8 News Now. Good day.
6:48 on your Friday morning. Time now for your 3 top stories. New York City's police commissioner has declared a mental health crisis within his department. So far this year, there have been 9 NYPD suicides, 7 since June. Last year, there were just a total of 4. Commissioner James O'Neill is struggling with this news.
I think, okay, this is going to be the last one. And last night, I got a phone call, and I just did it. It just almost knocked me down. It just took the wind right out of me. I just, what the hell's going on here?
It's part of a nationwide trend in policing. Since January, there have been at least 125 officers who have taken their own lives. According to one study, cops are 30% more likely to die by suicide than the general public. Police departments like NYPD are expanding the safety net. They're trying to offer more counseling. Today marks 1 year since the passing of Aretha Franklin. Queen of Soul died at 76. She'd had a battle with cancer. The fate of her estate is now under court supervision. 3 handwritten wills, potentially written by Franklin, were found in her home after her death. The FDA has unveiled graphic new health warnings about smoking dangers. The agency wants to add these images to cigarette packages and labels. The images show that the FDA calls the lesser-known consequences of smoking, conditions like macular degeneration, lost limbs, COPD. Under a rule proposed by the agency, the images would appear prominently on cigarette packages and ads to try and keep the public healthy. Tobacco use is the leading cause of preventable death in the United States. Still to come on 8 News Now, well, we couldn't make this up if we tried. A Florida woman just sentenced to probation will tell you what she pulled out of her pants during a traffic stop. It's 8 News Now.
watching 8 News Now. Good day.
6:53. Okay, here's the deal. A Florida woman was recently sentenced to probation for, we can't make this up, pulling a small alligator out of her pants during a traffic stop, Sherry.
Okay, well, it looks like we don't have video of that, thank goodness. So let's back this up. In May, she and the male driver that she was with were pulled over for running a stop sign. The two of them were collecting frogs and snakes under an overpass. The officer was allowed to search the truck. He found 41 little turtles and, you guessed it, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle backpack.
When the officer asked if they had anything else, well, she pulled a 1-foot alligator out of her yoga pants.
Ouch!
And that's the rest of the story.
And could not have been comfortable.
Yeah, she's being hired at a new zoo, actually. There's going to be a new show. The alligator she pulls out of every... Okay, whatever.
She's a gator keeper. All right, we can guarantee we have no gators in our pants, but we can guarantee that CBS This Morning starts in just about 7 minutes.
We're just going to move forward from that. Studio 57, it's Anthony Mason. Anthony, save us, please. Good morning.
I can't help but wonder what the gator thought about all of this. Good morning, Sherry and John. And on CBS This Morning, a miracle in Tennessee. NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his family are safe after a fiery plane crash. We're at the airport with an exclusive look at the moments after they emerged from the wreckage. And the man known as the Hollywood Ripper could face the death penalty for 2 Los Angeles area murders. 48 Hours, Maureen Maher joins us with reaction from the victims' families, plus the other murder trial he faces thousands of miles away. Also, local leaders fed up with gun violence, what 4 mayors are demanding from both sides of the aisle in the Senate. All that coming up when we see you at 7.
All right, good stuff. Just no gator stories today, huh, Anthony?
No gators, sorry.
Okay, all right. Have a great weekend. Thank you. All right, hockey season almost here, right?
And that means Marc-Andre Fleury has a new mask for the upcoming season. Here's what it looks like. His new goalie mask. It's a combination, actually, of the 2 masks he's had before. One side is a sword and a shield. The other, you can see on the right there, it's the Las Vegas Strip and the Golden Knight. He always steps up the game with the mask decorations, I have to say. Very
creative,
impressive.
very clever. Just put the 2 seasons together.
Good stuff. Can't
wait. Third time's the charm, right?
Yes, good stuff.
Let's do it. Go Knights, go. All right, third day's the charm for heat warnings.
Yeah,
I
very
guess.
hot.
Just, you know what to do by now. 3 days in a row we've had these heat warnings. Temperatures have been extra hot, and they will be again today. Lots of sunshine. Beautiful shot as we look over the west side of the valley, and you see the mountains out there. We're going to get breezy today. Temperatures have tried to cool off. These are our coolest temps of the day, and soon enough they'll be getting hotter. We've got 80s, some 70s, not many. High pressure sitting over us, but a series of little disturbances over the northern Great Basin will start to push that high pressure away from us just a little bit over the weekend, and that will allow temperatures to back off a bit. We'll stay above normal, but it won't be heat warning criteria. It won't be that hot. Today, however, we will still have neighborhoods up near 110. All of southern Nevada below 4,000 feet still under that heat warning. So it's been a long, hot week. Back to school for kids. 108 today, and then we will be down to 105 tomorrow, 103 we drop to on Sunday. Breezy today and tomorrow, maybe even into Sunday. Look how the temps go right back up again next week, and no sign of rain. Let's get to the roads. Nate, 6:56.
Getting you out the door before 7 a.m. on your finally Friday. The roads are all open. There are some slowdowns for sure. Spaghetti Bowl South 15 to get onto the South 95. Northbound 95, 515 around that Charleston curve. Yeah, there's been some issues. North and southbound I-15 are looking really good. Had a report of a crash earlier in the far southeast. That would be around Wagon Wheel off the southbound 95, 515 on that off-ramp. But most of the freeways are good, and that even includes southbound 95 getting off at Decatur, closed after an earlier police investigation. John?
Nate, thank you. It's now 6:57. The markets have just opened. Early trading in New York, and right now the Dow is up about 130 or so points. Gains in retailers helped offset some worries about the economy. Stocks finished mixed on Thursday, going up 99 points. The Nasdaq, though, fell 7.
Hi. Hello. Hi. Ah! You
He's a spook. Yes, yeah, I know.
All right, that's obviously Disney's latest movie, Toy Story 4, and it just passed the $1 billion mark globally, billion with a B. Studio's 5th movie to bring in more than $1 billion so far this year. That's a record in and of itself. Disney's good fortune probably going to keep on rolling before the end of the year. Among the upcoming movies over the next couple of months, Frozen 2, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, and Disney's going to be launching that new streaming service that's supposed to bring in strong competition to Netflix, Sherry.
Yeah, lots of good stuff there. All right, it's still, we've got a lot of triple-digit days to get through, right, in summer, but people already thinking about fall things, and of course that includes pumpkin spice, everything, but this might take it a little too far. Spam has come out with a pumpkin spice flavor. Yeah, it goes on sale next month. It'll be available on Spam and Walmart's websites. There's no pumpkin in this pork, though. It's mixed with cinnamon, clove, allspice, and nutmeg. Spam recommends topping waffles with it, adding it to a fall vegetable hash, or maybe baking it into a cornbread muffin. Now, there's an interesting recipe.
How about just leaving it in the can and never, ever opening it?
Just having
Letting
it up
it
in there.
sit in the pantry.
One day I'll get to it, and then 10 years go by.
Oh, my gosh.
I had an idea for that.
Don't you want to just open it and smell it? Just
No.
Spam and pumpkin? Spunkin? Spunkin
Not
smell?
not terribly.
Spampkin?
Spunkin?
Call it spampkin.
I like spunkin. That kind of works. We need to trademark
I'm
that
going to
before they
get some,
do.
and I'm going to make some recipes for you guys, and I'm going to make you eat it.
Okay, bring
Right?
it on in, Sherry.
Bring it on in. You just wait till September,
Coming
everybody.
soon to a Good Day newscast near you. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Stay cool.